Hello, Simon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good to see you there. And okay, we're going to talk about your new book this morning,
Okay, good.
which is Learning to Teach Grammar, which has just come out. Have you got your copy there?
Yeah, I got it last Friday.
Super. I got mine as well last week. So great to look through. So can you tell us a little bit about who Learning to Teach Grammar is aimed at?
Yeah, sure. It's aimed mainly at teachers in training, teachers in English in training, or fairly recently qualified teachers who are still sort of finding their feet in the classroom and are having to try to cope with grammar, which they may not be fully understanding or fully knowledgeable about.
And so how can I, as a teacher, if I'm a trainee teacher, use this to improve my teaching?
Okay, well, I guess there are two main ways. The whole point of the book, I suppose, is to mix or to match grammar, grammatical knowledge, grammatical information with how you might teach that in the classroom. So each of the chapters focuses on a specific area of grammar, then suggests ways in which that grammar can be taught, and includes a sample lesson plan related to that particular point of grammar. And hopefully that matching of grammatical knowledge, grammatical information, and activities which can be used to teach that to classes. Those two things, those two elements come together in a way that I haven't come across in a published book before.
Okay, you mentioned areas of grammar. So what areas are covered in Learning to Teach Grammar?
Okay, well, it's by no means a comprehensive grammar, that has to be said. There are hundreds of comprehensive grammars of English at a whole range of levels, which do the job extremely well. So I focus, I suppose, on the areas that trainee teachers will find, or teachers in general, find in the syllabuses they teach and the course books they teach. So the first 7 units are related in some way to verbs. So the verb tense system, modal verbs, conditionals. And then the last 3 chapters or units are a variety of things. So there's one on nouns and pronouns, there's a unit on adjectives and adverbs, and one on making connections. And that's sort of brings together ways in which you can relate parts of a sentence to each other. So conjunctions, relative clauses, participle clauses, and so on.
Okay, and how are the units organized and structured? You mentioned earlier a little bit about this, but could you just explain again how they are organized?
It begins in an attempt to get teachers, to get users of the book to look at the grammar point that's focused on in the unit, and ask them or gets them to think about how you can recognize that point in a real life context. It then goes on to the formation of the grammar. So if it's a verb tense, how the verb tense works, what it's composed of. Then looks at when you might use it in typical situations in which that grammar is used. Then a number of classroom activities. And then various things like what to watch out for, what difficulties are learners likely to have with this bit of grammar, which of course doesn't apply to all learners of all nationalities, but does picks out a few likely problems with that particular point of grammar. And then has a lesson plan related to that point of grammar.
Okay, fantastic.
Throughout the book, there are different types of lesson plans,
Mm-hmm.
lesson plan models, so that users can see the range of different types of lesson.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you for explaining that, and we look forward to using it in the class.
Good.
Our trainees. Okay, thank you very much.
Pleasure.